The Blue Mountains, immediately to the west of the sprawling metropolitan area of Sydney, constitute one of the most accessible areas of relatively unspoilt natural highland beauty in New South Wales. Although not particularly high as a mountain range, the Blue Mountains are nonetheless renowned for their majestic scenery of a unique kind, their cultural attractions and a relatively tranquil, alternative mode of life. The Blue Mountains region was inscribed as a World Heritage Area by UNESCO in 2000. When the Europeans arrived in Australia, the Blue Mountains had already been inhabited for several millennia by the Gundungurra people. Although not especially high, the Blue Mountains cliffs were sufficiently challenging to prevent European explorers from penetrating the inland of New South Wales from Sydney for some time. Attempts to cross the mountains began in the very early 1800s, and it was not until 1813 when Blaxland, Wentworth and Lawson found a way across the mountains by following the ridges rather than the watercourses. Once the route was found, roads, railway and development followed rapidly. The roads and railways today follow almost exactly the route taken by the original explorers. A visit to many of the scenic vistas, cliffs and waterfalls in the mountains will give you some appreciation of the challenges anyone would face trying to follow the rivers and creeks across the mountains. There are literally hundreds of walking opportunities in the mountains, from short 1-kilometer trips to lookouts, to multi-day walks, and the famous 6-foot track from Katoomba to Jennellen Caves. They will have all the details of the visitor information at Echo Point. The mountains are a major weekend destination for Sydney-siders, but also have a passionate local community. Making your way up involves passing through many villages, each with its own centre, and residential area around it. The lower villages are almost an extension of the Sydney urban area, but the higher you go the more a mountain way of life becomes evident. Thanks for watching this episode of VideoVoyage.TV. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow us on these social networks. If this stuff was valuable for you, please help others finding it by sharing it on your social networks. Thanks again and see you next time.